We returns with another horror movie. Today's feature is still the American horror series, Scare Campaign. The story takes place late at night inside a funeral home. A security guard is about to close up for the night. He discovers the corpse behind him mysteriously sits up. When the security guard turns to look, he is startled. The corpse twitches a few times in front of him. The old man yells out from where he stands to see if it is dead or alive. After some struggle, the old man opens the body bag. As he leans in to observe, the corpse suddenly opens its eyes. This almost gives the old man a heart attack. He quickly goes to the guard room and calls his boss, saying someone has come back to life. However, his boss clearly does not want to believe what the old man says and states he will check the surveillance footage first. As he speaks, the corpse has disappeared. A figure flashes across the screen, accompanied by a woman's crying. It also gets closer and closer to him. Just then, the corpse crashes into him. The old man sees the dead person smiling at him and is frozen in fear. The scene changes. A group of people gathers in front of a large screen. When one of them presses a button, the old man hears a terrifying sound. It turns out they're conducting a reality show. They specifically pranked unsuspecting victims and film it for the audience to watch. But the next scene stuns the director. The old man surprisingly pulls out a handgun. At this time, the actor playing the ghost is still completely unaware, intending to give the old man a surprise around the corner. Fortunately, staff member Abby arrives at the scene in time. She says this is just a show, telling the old man not to panic. Then director Marcus also runs over. They hold up their cameras and find that the old man's pants are already wet. The old man is also stunned, learning that he is on TV. He crazily starts posing. The scene changes. Marcus, in order to film a more thrilling show, brings his team to an abandoned mental hospital, using the excuse that it needs renovation. They recruit a gardener, Rohan, online. Moreover, he is also a mental patient with several lives on his hands, having just been released from prison. Because the investors are very dissatisfied with Rohan's previous works, they say that a Team Online's popularity has already surpassed theirs. Marcus clicks on the hottest video. 4853. He discovers they are filming a live human sacrifice show, pulling out people's intestines, which is very bloody. But then the scene cuts to a group of masked people. Their cameras have a large blade installed at the bottom. After filming a young woman, the masked person swiftly brings down the blade and severs her head. This serves as a foreshadowing. This type of video has already gone viral across the internet. The investors ask Marcus to create similar content and film some bloody scenes. When the last incident at the morgue almost caused a death, his girlfriend Emma decides to stop. Marcus asks Emma to seriously finish filming the last episode. After the work becomes a huge hit, it will be enough for them to live comfortably for half their lives. In the makeup room, all actors and props are ready. The actress playing the ghost is Abby, a newly recruited college student. Emma praises her appearance, saying she has a talent for acting. After speaking, she runs to greet Rohan, the target of this prank. Regarding Rohan's medical history and criminal record, Emma knows nothing about it. She only knows he is a gardener coming to trim plants. Fearing the show might encounter problems, Marcus hides this matter from his employees. As the two are talking, Rohan glances upwards. He sees a girl standing by the upstairs window, staring eerily in their direction. This makes Rohan freeze in surprise. He used to be the gardener at this mental hospital. While trimming flowers and plants once, Rohan's mental illness acts up and he uses the chainsaw in his hand to kill a girl. At this moment, Jolene, who is nearby, deliberately makes a sound. Abby seizes the opportunity and quickly leaves. Rohan sees Abby disappear and asks her where she went. He asks if the girl from earlier is their patient. Facing the inquiry, Emma pretends to be unaware. She says the place is still under renovation, and if it is not open, where would people come from? After speaking, she takes Rohan to the office. During her conversation with Rohan, Emma also clearly notices that this person is mentally unstable. He stares intently at the painting on the wall throughout and also talks to himself. Seeing this, Emma walks over. She sees a girl hanged in the painting. Emma asks Rohan if he knows her. Unexpectedly, this question makes Rohan furious. He warns Abby not to ask so many questions. He says he has already read his job description and demands she quickly process his onboarding. This sudden scene scares Emma away. She quickly comes to the monitoring room. She asks Marcus if he is hiding something from her. But Marcus falsely claims he also does not know, saying the company arranged everything. The scene shifts. Rohan discovers the door behind him suddenly opens automatically, and a girl's playful laughter accompanies it. To figure out the situation, Rohan follows the sound and walks over. He also takes the knife from the table along the way. When he walks into a corridor, the lights nearby suddenly start to flicker. Some voices also echo in his ears, saying, "I am here. Come find me quickly." At the end of the corridor, Jolene and Abby are already ready. After receiving Marcus's instruction, Jolene throws a ball towards the opposite side. Rohan looks in the direction of the ball, but there is no one. But when he turns his head, that girl surprisingly appears opposite him. He watches the girl with a ghostly smile as she runs into the distance. And Rohan also quickly follows and chases after her. But not long after, the girl surprisingly disappears from the room. Rohan searches everywhere for her in the room, looking left and right. While Rohan faces the window, Abby lifts the white cloth from her head and walks towards him. This scene, Emma, who has past experience, is very worried. She looks up at the office surveillance camera. Sure enough, the dagger on the table has disappeared. At the same time Abby makes a sound. Rohan pulls out the knife from his pocket. He furiously attacks Abby's chest and assaults her. The people in front of the surveillance monitor are instantly terrified. They did not expect that this time it results in a death. Facing Emma's explanation, Rohan does not put down the knife. And the photographer hiding behind the clothes rack also cannot hold back, constantly calling for backup into the microphone. The sound is also heard by the highly tense Rohan. Subsequently, he stands up and walks towards the clothes rack. He pulls a tie from it, puts it around the photographer's neck, and neutralizes him. Seeing her boyfriend Marcus's inaction, the responsible Emma immediately rushes over, wanting to explain to Rohan face to face. But when she arrives at the room in the surveillance office, Rohan has already disappeared. Beside him hangs the photographer's body, and Abby lies in a pool of blood downstairs. Seeing this, Emma cries on the spot. But soon, Marcus tells her to run for her life because Rohan is currently heading there with the knife. And during their escape, Marcus also fully reveals that this person is a violent maniac. The murder makes Emma vigilant. At this moment, a camera appears above Emma's head. She asks Marcus in the monitoring room if he can see her. Marcus, however, says he did not install a camera there. He cannot see anything. Fortunately, Jolene nearby finds Emma. The two of them quickly come to a room. Seeing Emma so anxious, Jolene asks her what happened. Emma says the gardener killed the photographer and Abby. Before she finishes speaking, Marcus on the walkie-talkie interrupts them. At this very moment, Rohan appears from behind. He grabs Jolene, puts a small knife to her throat, and kills her. After killing her, he even smiles at Emma. Seeing such a perverted killer, Emma runs for her life. Marcus says there is a colleague in the kitchen near her. He tells Emma to hurry over. But when she comes here, she finds the door cannot be opened. In an emergency, Rohan also chases after her. After seeing an axe nearby, he quickly throws away the small knife and switches weapons. Emma also uses all her strength to push open the door. The colleague inside who hears the commotion timely receives her. Before they can recover, Marcus calls them on video, asking about their situation. Emma does not want to say much, telling Marcus to quickly call the police. But Marcus says the deed is already done. So many people have died, and he insists on finishing the filming. Emma thinks Marcus definitely has some mental issues. As they're talking, screams come from Marcus's side. The killer runs towards their side, carrying an axe, killing them one by one, and eliminating Marcus and his group. Watching this, Emma and her companion are terrified. At this moment, Emma contacts Rohan via video call, telling him the police are already on their way, and she tells Rohan to drop his weapon and repent. But upon hearing these words, Rohan just smiles. Then he turns off the video. Dee says they should seize this opportunity and quickly escape. explaining that the car is parked outside the house. Then the two of them jog and get into the car. But after searching around, JD says he left the car keys in the previous location. Marcus tells Emma to wait for him in the car, saying he will be right back. Emma is speechless and quickly locks the doors and windows, tightly holding a screwdriver. Just at this moment, Rohan appears from behind.
Miss Akata.
Emma, in a panic, stabs him with a screwdriver and quickly runs away. Then Rohan pulls a walkie-talkie from his pocket.
You see that? You see what you fucking did?
That was fantastic. I told you, mate, the best ones always go a little bit off script.
A little off script, she stabbed me with a fucking orbital class.
It turns out Rohan is an actor hired by Marcus. Their real target for the prank is actually one of their own. Emma fears Rohan will get angry and mess up the reveal. Rohan quickly runs over to check his injuries. Inside the car, Rohan endures intense pain and pulls out the screwdriver stuck in his palm. At this moment, the camera shows a full view of the car. A person wearing a mask holds a camera and films. A knife is also attached below the camera. Rohan looks bewildered after seeing this. He thinks to himself that their crew does not have anyone dressed like this. While he looks closely, another masked person crawls out from behind Rohan. A knife opens a hole in his head. These people are actually the masked figures from the beginning of the video. They specialize in infiltrating other people's teams to film this kind of staged footage. They use real killings to bring pleasure to their fans. Meanwhile, Emma comes to the room from earlier to look for JD. But she unexpectedly sees the computer nearby. The assistant director is surprisingly still alive. As Emma asks about the situation, the video call is hung up by the other side. The assistant director fears this mistake ruins the show and sits there, stunned for a few seconds. After recovering from his daze, he sees a group of masked figures appear on the monitor, all holding cameras aimed at this direction. At this moment, the assistant director still does not understand what is happening. He wonders where these guys came from. As he watches, a masked figure stands behind him and strangles the assistant director using a wire loop, splitting his head in two. He dies a very tragic death. On the other side, Emma, who is kept in the dark, finally discovers the truth. Seeing the people still alive in the video, she realizes she has become the target of a prank. This discovery makes Emma very angry. She curses at the hidden camera above her head. But on the other side of the camera, the freaks completely control them. The scene shifts. Marcus quickly arrives near the van. When he pulls open the door, he sees Rohan fall out. Marcus initially thinks Rohan is acting. It is not until he touches the back of Rohan's head that he realizes Rohan is indeed dead. He quickly takes out his phone to call the police. However, the signal is inexplicably cut off. At the same time, a group of the freaks surrounds him with cameras. Marcus frantically runs back. He happens to spot Emma running from the opposite direction and tells her something has happened. But Emma is not in the mood to listen to his explanation this time. She goes up and punches Marcus. This time, no matter what Marcus says, she will not listen anymore. As the two argue, Emma turns around and bumps into the freaks. She is now blinded by lies and wants to punch everyone. The freaks do not tolerate it and push her down directly. Emma also realizes something is wrong and pulls Marcus, preparing to escape, but the freaks surround them from all directions. Seeing the situation, the two think they are about to be eliminated. But as one of the freaks receives an order, the leader surprisingly releases Marcus and his companion. Then the two arrive at the nearby infirmary. Originally, JD and Abby are here. But now only JD remains. And he is also eliminated by a knife. Marcus plays the DV player above. He discovers that a short while ago, the freaks break in. They capture Abby and eliminate JD with a large blade. Then, as they return, their companions' bodies gradually appear before them. Each of them is killed by the freaks. The cameraman hiding in the cage suffers the worst fate. He is terminated by the freaks with a chainsaw from the outside. Now, besides the two of them, only Abby is still alive. Marcus says this filming plan is confidential. Within their group, there must be a traitor. As the two are talking, the screen suddenly switches to the freaks' perspective. They are seen confining Abby underground in a coffin. They state that Marcus and his companion have 10 minutes to rescue her. Once the time is up, Abby will be suffocated alive inside. The two hurriedly run over. Midway, Emma takes a drill from the toolbox. They are running when a masked man follows them. Filming. He accidentally bumps into a nearby chair. The sound immediately attracts Marcus and Emma. Seeing this, the masked man starts his chainsaw, intending to scare them away. But unexpectedly, the chainsaw must be old. The metal blade directly falls off. The masked man is also very embarrassed. Roaring, he charges towards Emma and Marcus. But unexpectedly, he is killed by the drill in Emma's hand. His large intestine, along with his small intestine, is pulled out, and when they lift the mask, they discover it is a young man of 17 or 18 years old. Then Marcus and his companions rush to the burial site and begin digging. In the last second before Abby almost suffocates to death, they dig her out, but the masked man will not let Marcus and his companions succeed. Saying that there is no happy ending for them, the leader signals his subordinates to grab Marcus, stating that Emma can make a choice, to choose between Marcus and Abby, and take one person away. The person left behind will be burned alive. Making a choice is always difficult. On one side is her deeply loved boyfriend. On the other side is a 17 or 18-year-old girl. After Emma kisses Marcus, she ultimately chooses Abby to escape with him. As Marcus is about to be pushed into the crematorium, the masked man shows him a video. The video shows a scene pre-recorded with the masked man before Abby is confined. After watching, Marcus is pushed into the raging fire, completely convinced. At the same time, Emma in the car suddenly sees that familiar camera. Emma also does not speak. She slowly turns her neck to look at Abby next to her. The movie ends here. The director gives an open ending. One might guess that when Marcus discovers only Abby is still alive, he already knows who the mole is. Moreover, the killed masked man is also the same age as Abby. Both are 17 or 18-year-old students. But to survive, Marcus and Abby have to follow the masked man's game rules. And in the choose one of two segment, Emma chooses Abby and does not choose Marcus. Because the masked man said before that there is no perfect ending here. So choosing Abby might still save one's life. But choosing Marcus would not. They only have one path to death. What do they think about this? They can discuss it in the comments section.